2025. I am in the process of going to waste money that I don't have on comic books because it's quite possibly one of the only things that I still have in my life that brings me some contentment. My children are the other. I'm Jared Matson. I am a 41-year-old man. I was born here in Lincoln, Illinois, in Logan County. I was married and with the same woman for 19 years. I was married to her for almost 13. We lived in Texas and Houston for 7 years. Then we lived in the Denver area for about 6-7 years. We ended up getting divorced. She moved back here to Illinois, to the town that I'm actually going to right now, Bloomington. I tried my hardest to stay in Colorado because here in Illinois I have seasonal depression and I don't have a good relationship with my family out here, so I tried to stay away. But I did eventually get to a point this time last year when I came out to see my kids that I decided I could not handle being that far away from them and only seeing them for a week at a time, twice a year. That was just not feasible for me to make it work. So I moved out here around June or July. I did work out here for a little bit. I'm a licensed electrician, journeyman electrician. I did work out here for a little bit. Got fired because I spoke up about the bad practices of the company. And I'm just at my wit's end when it comes to working for these contractors nowadays, because it seems to me that it's abundantly clear that all they are wanting is to make that money, and they don't care if they do shit work, if they, damage people's houses and, do illegal work. And shockingly enough, here in the state of Illinois, one of the bluest states in all of the United States, there's not statewide licensing for electrical work. Statewide licensing to be a dog groomer, statewide licensing to be a plumber. But to put in electrical work, you don't need a license. You don't need a statewide license. So that's blown my mind while I've been out here. I currently am recording this because I think we need to make it abundantly clear that here in this world that we're living in now, it is no longer feasible to sit back and imagine that you don't have a part to play in all the shit that's gone down in this world. The generations before us just sat back and let this all happen. We are now in an area of income inequality and a distribution of wealth that surpasses French Revolutionary times. we are looking at, for real, the situation is that we are going back to serfdom. For the last 50 plus years, the far right and the wealthy, the ultra wealthy, have been doing everything in their power to benefit themselves and to take the power away from us and to divide us against each other, as if political parties are what should be dividing us as a nation. We're the United States. We are the people. We are this country. We are the power. Without us, they don't make anything. We are all that matters when it comes to the production. We are the labor. What they have done is they are trying to take us back to feudal society. And what that means is that we would work for them. They would give us what little scraps they deem fit to give us to survive in their minds what we need. We become uneducated, and they're the only ones that are allowed to have education. We're not allowed to know math. We're not allowed to know how to read. I mean, they have been systematically destroying the education system in this country and making you think that it's DEI and woke agendas. No, that is not the case. It is not DEI, it is not woke agendas. What is happening in this country is that they are actively taking us and making us think that the only way we can make it is with them. This trickle-down economics bullshit that Ronald Reagan and all of his flunkies and all of the people that were behind his power pushed on us, that if we give the money to the rich, it's going to trickle down to us, has been abundantly proven bullshit. And yet, they have still sat back and systematically created a bubble of news media that now you can no longer trust what we used to hold sacred. You can't trust the broadcasting systems. You can't trust NBC. You can't trust ABC. You can't trust CBS. You cannot trust what used to be our main way of getting news out in the public. And now with this TikTok ban that you have going on, the only reason they are doing that is so that they can control the flow of information. That's it. I fully believe that this video, if I publish it, will not be boosted. It will definitely be pushed to the bottom. Because I'm talking about the real truth. I have been discussing politics, and I have been watching humans my entire 41 years. All that I can remember, I have been watching. And I don't see us getting any better. All I see us doing is getting worse. I see us splitting and dividing when we all should be coming together, when we realize that we're the reason that these corporations are making the money that they have in the process. They have all of us on the right-wing side thinking that the immigrants are the issue. No! The immigrants pay into our system more than they get any benefit from it. They're telling us right now that we should put conditions on aid from a natural disaster because it's a blue state. How does that make any sense? They're people. Those are human beings that have lost everything. And you want to sit back and you want to act like they don't deserve it because it's what? God's punishment? Let me tell you something. If God does exist, he doesn't give a fuck. Because he ain't been paying attention for the last 2,000 years. Because we have just destroyed our culture and our fucking world. Like, we have allowed greed to be the fundamental thing that pushes us forward in this entire world. I have 3 beautiful children, all under the age of 10. And I see that their future does not look as bright as it should look. And I don't want to stand back and just sit by and let this greed perpetuate until there's nothing left for my great-grandchildren, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, for everyone out there that is going to be having children. I don't want them to grow up in a world where they have less than what we had. They don't want us to talk about this, but we, the millennial generation, are larger than the boomer generation. We are coming into power now. We are starting to take our places. But you know what? We've all decided that we don't think that we can make anything happen, that we can make anything work, that we can enact change. That's bullshit. They want you to think that. If they knew that you couldn't make a change, they wouldn't tell you that your fucking vote doesn't matter. They wouldn't tell you that the things that you do and that, oh, just don't even worry about it. Your vote doesn't matter. Blah, blah, blah. That's the bullshit propaganda that they push. Like, the fact that we allow there to be more lobbyists than actual Congress people. How does that make sense? Our Supreme Court is literally being bought. Clarence Thomas was bought by Harlan Crow. Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, all of these people lied in their confirmation hearing saying that Roe was precedent, saying that they would not strike it down. And what did they do? They struck that shit down. And they fucking know the whole reason that they did that is to control female, to control the women. There's no reason for us to sit here and act like the women don't have the ability to make their own decisions on their own health care. What is wrong with us? It is not about the life of the child. They don't care about that child once that child has been brought out of the womb. They want to actively cut Medicaid, which benefits those children of low-income housing, which is becoming the vast majority of the country. They want to cut food stamps. They want to cut Medicare. They want to cut Social Security. They want to do everything that they can to take the tax dollars that are going to actually benefit for the help of us, the people, so that they can benefit from it, so that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, the Koch family, all these other rich, absurdly wealthy people can just have more. These people are not who fund the fucking economy. Open your eyes, people. We are the consumers. If we don't consume, they don't make money. If we don't have money to consume, how are they going to make money? It's not possible. We need to get our brains out of our asses and realize that we need to have a mass strike of labor, not just certain areas of labor. We need a full-on, countrywide, worldwide, mass labor strike. Because we need to let these motherfuckers know that we have the power. We are the ones in control. Tell me, you all can handle one day without going to work, right? But imagine what happens to that fucking gambling system that they call the stock market, that they use to base our economy off of. What happens to that if we all just don't go to fucking work one day? It crumbles. And who loses all the money? The wealthy that have their money wrapped up in the fucking stock market. What is wrong with us that we don't see that as an option? Oh, because they feed us bread and circus to make us happy. I can't sit by anymore and not speak up. We're heading towards a time that is crucial in the lives of all democratic experimental nations. The longest that most last is 250 years. So if we do the math there, I know a lot of you have trouble doing math because they've taken money away from the school systems and overwhelmed the teachers and the administrations. So you might not be able to do the math that quickly. But 1776 to 2026, that's 250 years. We are right at the precipice of being able to either continue this experiment that we call democracy, or we can head towards what we are already on the path of, which is oligarchy and fascism. I don't know what else to say besides open your fucking eyes. Pull your head out of your ass. Stop letting the ultra wealthy make you think that you have a chance of ever getting to where they're at. Their main point and purpose is to make sure that it's not easy for you to come up in this fucking world. They don't want you to prosper. They don't want you to get your shit together. They want you to stay scared. They want you to be worried that you're going to end up homeless. It's a disgusting, disgusting state that we leave for our families if we do not get our shit together and realize that it is not left versus right. It is not good versus evil. It is not right versus wrong. It is becoming the ultra wealthy versus us, the actual people. We're the ones that do everything. We have a phenomenal government system set up in place, and we have let them dismantle it. We do not need to revolt. We do not need a revolution. What we need is an evolution, not revolution, evolution. We need to evolve and move forward and progress for the benefit of us, the people. We do not need to tear the system down, because at this point in time, if we tore the system down, all that is going to happen is that the people with all the money that literally have private organizations, private militaries that could keep them safe if we decided to take back the money, take back the wealth, we're done. We need to realize that we, the people, still have the power, and we need to take it and take the reins. These politicians, these corporations, we don't work for them. They work for us. And when they make you think that the bureaucracy is the problem, no, it's the career politicians. It's the ones that make millions of dollars off of insider trading. It's the ones that are making millions of dollars off of being lobbied to. It's the ones that make millions of dollars because as soon as they decide they don't want to be in Congress anymore, they'll go work as a hedge fund manager, or they'll go work as a lobbyist. We literally allow our generals to go work in the private sector for private military organizations. What are we doing? I can't sit back and shut up anymore. I'm willing, as I told my grandfather years and years ago when he told me I should run for politics, Grandpa, I'm gonna get shot. You know what? I'm willing to get shot. I'm willing to fight for our freedom. I'm willing to fight for this country. I'm willing to fight for our democracy. I'm willing to fight for my family. I'm willing to fight for the right of my daughter, of my ex-wife, of my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, every woman, every trans person, every homosexual in this whole fucking world. I'm willing to die for them because I don't see any other way to prove that this is a good and amazing experiment that, yes, is fallible, but we can continue to control it and make it better day after day just by working hard for it. The reason that we let all of those corporations move out of the country in the 80s and 90s was because that we had allowed inflation and the destruction of the unions to allow corporations to get greedier and greedier, and they started seeing that, oh, well, if we, pay our workers more, we're not going to get as much in profit. Oh, that's great. Awesome. Perfect. So profit is the only thing that they're looking for. So back when we had an effective tax rate of you make over, let's say, $300,000 a year, everything after that is taxed at 90%. You're still going to get 10%, but guess what? If you put money back into your employees, if you put money back into your equipment, into the buildings, into the infrastructure of your company, that can be tax write-offs. That's what the tax write-offs were for to begin with. But now we just shut down this corporate tax rate to where, literally, these corporations don't pay shit. Not a goddamn fucking dime. They get subsidies from us. They get handouts from us. What is wrong with that? How does that make sense? But then someone like me or someone like my mother who is on Social Security and on a pension that she's lucky as hell to fucking have is having to pay taxes last year. What the fuck is wrong with this country? What is wrong with our heads that we have not realized that we need to get our heads out of our asses and fucking look forward and stand together against these ultra wealthy stockholders and freaking hedge funds. Do you realize that hedge funds and private equity own most of the foreclosed housing and shit like that has come since 2008? Because it's easier for them to rent this stuff out and kick you out from as a renter than it is for them to kick you out or foreclose on you if you have a mortgage. But they don't want you to know that. That's why they got rid of TikTok. That's why they're banning TikTok. I'm recording this while I'm driving so that I'm not streaming, I'm not doing anything dangerous. I'm just talking as I'm driving and focusing on my driving. I do not understand how anyone anywhere thinks that it's okay that computer algorithms, computer programs are managing labor. That computer algorithms and programs are literally like, oh, well, that video should not be allowed to be boosted because it's not doing the talking points of the right wing. Like, what is this? What are we doing? So we are in Normal, Illinois. This is where the Illinois State University is, the ISU Redbirds. I am driving to downtown Normal to go to the comic book shop down here called Graham Crackers Comics. Great store. It's actually in the spot of the store that I used to go to when I lived in Bloomington 15 years ago, 16 years ago. But it's a good school. It's a really good school. Bloomington Normal area is one of the, I would say, growing, semi-growing areas in Illinois. But mind you, Illinois isn't really growing right now. It's definitely declining population-wise. I do plan to drive over to different area. Different area of the Bloomington Normal area called Market Street, and yeah, I'm just gonna record over that way. It's pretty messed up, sadly. I'm gonna talk to your blood and tell you they give me. Don't you ever try to make nobody Alabama read. That's the worst gospel, they will all out. That's the worst gospel, they will all about. I'm gonna tell all the colored people, baby, don't you go out here. Don't you never put Alabama to try to live. That's the worst gospel, they will all about. Sweet. That's the worst gospel, they will all about me now.
What did the Scottsboro boys do anyway, getting all this trouble?
Well, they were down there and the boys been riding on a freight train. And they riding in the boxcar and they run up on some black women. They was had on pants and they was riding too. All the schools been beaten away up to coming this way. And so down in Alabama, I guess the train stopped in the yard down there somewhere. Well, and some of them found all the boys and girls in the same boxcar. Some was different cars. So I guess it's some of the people down there that just said, well, you see them boys now with white women, that's the trouble about it. Anyway, I made some loud cry about the boys being out with the women, you see. That is all it was to it. They just saw the women, they didn't see nothing that's wrong. But anyhow, they put the boys in jail and in that 6 long years, brother. The state, all the whole United States got together. They got out for come to New York. The lawyer was got him out, I know him pretty good, I read it. And showed him the Scottsboro boys, and I shake hands with him, so I made this little song about it down there. So I advise everybody to be a little careful when you go along through that, but stay woke, keep the eyes open. yelling, begin to turn about. We gotta make some arrangements to turn some out. Then all in the heart, there's all the road alone. We gotta make some arrangements to let the men go home.
All right, I'm gonna shut this down. I'll talk to you later. All right, I'm gonna shut this down. I'll talk to you later.